If a time traveler visited us now and tried to determine what year this is by asking what the most popular games are of the year, they might confuse 2020 with the late 90s. From the remake of Resident Evil 3, the long-awaited release of Final Fantasy VII, to the surprise announcement of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. 2020 feels like the time when everything was nicer, the internet was kinder, and the first PlayStation was the muse for gamers. Since the first PlayStation, we've witnessed the port of classic games such as Final Fantasy Anthology and Chrono Trigger, simplification of console games to touch control of the mobile platform, to the graphical improvement of the countless HD remasters in the market. What sets remakes apart from them is the care that was given to the modern classics. Developers don't simply improve the resolution or details of the 3D models of the game. They redo most things from the ground up, without changing the core of what made the game loved by many in the past. Take Shadow of the Colossus, for example, as well as Spyro or Crash. All those remakes still have the charm of the classics, with highly improved visuals, gameplay, and controls that follow the modern standard, and a good balance of the old and the new to keep the nostalgia alive. Seeing the success of the recent remakes, we listed 10 games we'd love to see being remade with a touch of the latest technologies, reimagining modern classics if they run on the capabilities of systems such as the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X technology. Here are the 10 games we think deserve a remake, not a remaster, on the next generation consoles. The first Dead Space came out in 2008, a few years at the beginning of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era. In 12 years, we have witnessed a great improvement in both audio, visual, and overall experiences. Getting scared in outer space would be better with what the future consoles have to offer. I personally was introduced to Adam Jensen's story in 2011. While Human Revolution can be considered a pretty young game, this piece of cyberpunk history still has a lot of room to grow with the help of the next-gen tech. Not only from the graphical standpoint, with a proper remake of the game, we can expect a livelier and bigger city to explore, in between missions compared to the smaller and linear city design of the original game.
I'll take you to hell. 24 hours.
The first Metal Gear Solid was a milestone of technological design and narrative achievements in the history of video games, period. However, today, the possibilities of the improvement we can achieve with the 22-year-old gap would be something unimaginable. Besides, with Kojima not helming the story of Metal Gear Universe anymore, unfortunately, revisiting the classic title might be a safer bet for Konami, if they still want to play around with this precious IP.
What's the insertion method? We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
Guerrilla Games, the studio behind Horizon Zero Dawn, and of course the Decima engine that was used to develop Death Stranding, the game was one of the most critically acclaimed titles on the console, putting it on a pedestal on par with other PlayStation 3 exclusives. Seeing what Guerrilla technology achieved on PlayStation 4, we can only imagine how amazing Killzone 2 would be on the new console. Killzone 2 also had a popular multiplayer element that still had players up until the moment Guerrilla decided to close the servers in 2018, 9 years after the game was released. Maybe with the remake, we can see another resurgence of Killzone, or even better, a multiplayer Battlezone mode for Killzone on PlayStation 5. Oh well, we can of course all dream. Before Life is Strange, DONTNOD Entertainment presented us with what can be considered as one of the most underrated cyberpunk adventures in the history in the form of Remember Me. The game was built using Unreal Engine 3 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Remaking this title using the recently announced Unreal Engine 5 for the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 will not only improve the experience but also make the game more accessible to purchase, considering that we don't have that many options to enjoy it on the current gaming ecosystems.
Neil, do you read me?
Edge, I read you.
Someone's trying to hijack our...
The second game to the epic tales of Commander Shepard might be the best out of the trilogy, just an opinion of course. This sequel introduced us to so many amazing new characters in the series, while also bringing back fan favorites from the first game. Remaking Mass Effect 2 won't only allow us to enjoy the game with better visuals. With a remake, we might be able to explore planets properly in the game, a feature that existed in the previous game, but somehow was missed in the second one. Besides, who would not mind seeing Miranda Lawson, that was played by Ivan Strahovski, in better graphics? Just saying. Halo Reach is a prequel to the first game, Halo, and the last Halo game Bungie made before Microsoft handed the development of the series to 343 Industries. Of course, we can't expect Bungie to go back to remaking Reach when they are busy expanding the Destiny universe as an independent studio today. But 343 Industries have been showing that they are capable of delivering high-quality Halo games. Having a remake of Halo Reach released for the Xbox Series X exclusively is also perfect to keep the fans engaged with the series after playing Halo Infinite, that is currently slated to come out later this year.
June, Noble 3. As a sniper, his skills are...
Rainbow Six Siege might be one of the most successful Ubisoft games, and it also has been confirmed to be released on the PlayStation 5. But considering that the game focuses on online multiplayer, a remake of Vegas with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X graphics would be perfect to scratch the itch for a single-player Rainbow Six experience that can't be satisfied currently by Siege. Now, before anyone starts making jokes about Half-Life 3, let's remember that Half-Life 2 was released in 2004. Several generations of new gamers have been born during the past 16 years, and shining new light on this legendary classic might require more effort than a simple 90% sales during Steam summer sales. Black Mesa has proven to us that the total remake of the first Half-Life was necessary for the game to attract new fans and satisfy old fans alike. A remake of the second game bundled with 2 additional episodes would surely have the same, if not even better, impact for the series.
Our cause seems hopeless.
Vanquish is an underrated fast-paced third-person shooter title by the kings of the action genre, Platinum Games. Directed by the legendary developer behind the Resident Evil series, Shinji Mikami, Vanquish might be another underrated title that deserves some newfound love with what the new technology holds. Even though a remaster for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One was recently released this year, there is still much room to expand from this game with what the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are capable of.
Today has been a day of great tragedy to those who have committed this game.
So, that's the list of games we'd love to see receive the remake treatment properly. What about you? Do you have a favorite game you'd love to see being remade, not remastered, but remade for the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X? If so, let us know in the comments. And there you have it.